What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a fantastic day. What we're going to go over today is the Battle Beaver Custom controller. We're going to compare it to the Scuf, but mostly we're going to be focusing on the features, my opinion, and then I'll show you a little bit of in-game stuff of how it works. If you're here just for the review, that's fine. If you like the video, I'd really appreciate it. And if you find me interesting at all and you'd like to subscribe to see more videos from me, that would be super great. So if you're not familiar with Battle Beaver at all, they're pretty much a competitor to Scuf Gaming. They make modded controllers. Pretty much the main focus is where they remap buttons from the front onto the back of the controller, so you now have two fingers that normally don't do anything on a normal controller actually putting in work, and you can keep your right thumb on that aim button, on that right analog stick, to help you stay in more engagements in first-person shooters. So now that you know a little bit about what they do, I'll just go over some of the features of the controller. First, I'll go over customization. They have all the different options for the aesthetics, the look of a controller that a company like Scuf does. I'm assuming you know Scuf because they're kind of the big boys, but they have endless amounts of customization. You can really do anything you want to this controller in reality, any color, and they are very specialized where if you call and have a request, they'll actually do a special request. I mean, I've seen where they put like team logos on the PS button and different things like that. Very customizable, on the level, if not above Scuf. So now we'll get into the important stuff, because if you're like me, you like having a nice looking controller, that's all well and good, but more importantly is the functionality, the different aspects, the different characteristics of the controller that make it better than another controller. So first we'll start off with the most noticeable, the most unique part of these new generation controllers like Scuf and Battle Beaver. They remap the front facing buttons onto the back. Now you can have 2 buttons or 4 buttons. I chose 2 because I don't know that I can handle 4 honestly, but I have my jump and my drop, my X and O buttons on the back. So now I can use my middle fingers to hit those buttons, and I can keep my right thumb on the right analog stick to continue it to aim while I'm jumping or doing a drop shot or something like that. And if you know, with Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, that's a huge advantage. So now that that's out of the way, we can get into the really interesting stuff, the stuff that separates Battle Beaver from Scuf and other companies. So if you're familiar with Scuf, on the 360 controllers and the One controllers, they have trigger stops, where on the right and left triggers there is a little stopping device, so you don't have to depress the button all the way. You only have to go about halfway down, and that saves you a bit of time. Well, Battle Beaver also offers that, but they actually one-up it, and something I chose to go on my controller. They actually turn the triggers into linear buttons. It sounds like a mouse click, so you don't even have to go halfway down. There is no halfway down. It's 0 to 100 real quick, like the song. Like, you hit the button and it fires. It's an immediate thing. If you can hear it, it sounds like a mouse click. It's that light of pressure, and you don't have to worry about any of that ramp up time with the trigger. So both companies have a similar thing. I think Battle Beaver does it better. Here's something that Battle Beaver does that I don't think anyone else does. They offer a package where you can increase the tension strength of the analog stick, so it's a little bit tighter. Now, if you played on the Xbox 360, they had tight sticks, and then you moved to the Xbox One, they were much looser. PS4 has loose sticks. If you like that, that's okay. But if you really like that Xbox 360 tension, that tight analog stick, you can increase it to the same amount as the Xbox 360, which I did. So my analog sticks are at the tension strength of an Xbox 360. It's crazy, it's really cool, and so it's a much tighter feel. Now that's one of the reasons why it took so long to make this video. I've had this controller for a few weeks now, but I really wanted to give it a chance because it took some adjustment period having those tighter sticks, but now that I'm used to it, I absolutely love it. So I've gone over pretty much all the features that I got. They also have a button remap thing, just like Scuf has a key. They have a similar thing. I didn't get that, but they do offer a package with that. So when it comes down to price, I fully tricked out this Battle Beaver controller, pretty much. I mean, I didn't get the remap thing, but I tricked it out much more than I did my Scuf, and it actually cost around the same or a little bit less, and I put much more features onto the Battle Beaver. So hopefully you guys understand all the different features and the differences. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'm just going to give my opinion real quick. As you guys have probably noticed throughout this video, my Scuf controller, the one on the left, has a ripped thumbstick. On the left analog stick is ripped, and now that's only after 5 months of use, and it completely wore down and actually ended up ripping off. The back paddle also is broken. It doesn't make a click. It still works, but it doesn't make a click and it feels very funny. So I called them and I just ran into so many problems. I'm gonna have to pay to get it fixed, even though I only had it 5 months. It's after the 3-month period, and this is actually the second time I've had to have my Scuf repaired because the same issue happened within a month of me receiving it the first time. So I've had a lot of problems with their product, and their customer service is very poor in my opinion. Every experience I've had with them has been a negative one. Now, in contrast to that, I had a issue with Battle Beaver, not with the product, but me actually receiving it. Now, their build time is usually a fraction of Scuf. It actually took 30 days, I believe, 30 full days on the dot for me to receive my Scuf. It took longer than that with the Battle Beaver, and their build time is usually much shorter, but they fell behind. They had a bunch of issues, which was frustrating. But the way they handled the situation was so professional and so open and honest that I was completely okay with it. I believe the person I was working with was Ivan, I believe. If that's wrong, I'm sorry, but we would literally email weekly, sometimes more, saying, hey, this is what happened, this is what happened, and they kept me completely up to date and were very generous and very kind with the way they approached the situation, which made it way better to deal with. One thing I will say about Scuf, I really like the grips on the back. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but I do enjoy having the grips. Battle Beaver offers squid grip. You can just buy squid grip right through there, and they'll actually put it on for you. The problem is, I like having a very pronounced click on the back buttons. I like knowing that I press the buttons, but when you put squid grip on there, the buttons become flush with the grip. So I don't think it would be an issue, but it made me too nervous to try. You know, I don't want it to be completely flush with the grip. I want to be able to feel the button and be able to know that I hit it, you know, with confidence. Well, that's going to about do it for the review, guys. I really appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoyed the video, if you don't mind leaving a like, I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to go through some of my older videos, I don't usually do reviews. And if you find me interesting, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate that. This was a little bit different. I had a bunch of Mel Gibson rant clips all cut up. It's actually in my view right now, but I'm not going to add them in because I don't want to completely bash Scuf. Because maybe it was just my experience with them, so I don't want to bash a company for no reason. I will go into a private game real quick and just kind of, if you're brand new to modded controllers, just show you how I can kind of drop shot and still aim while jumping and all that kind of stuff. So if you're completely new to it, this will kind of give you an idea what a modded controller do, Scuf or Battle Beaver or any of the other ones. But if you've already seen that, you can go ahead and click off the video now because it's not all that interesting. But I'll be right back with that.
You have one more chance.
Alright, so I had to throw one Mel Gibson clip in there because he's just absolutely insane. And so I'm in a private game. I want to show you what you can do with a modded controller if you've never seen it before. Just kind of real quick what the advantages are. And also, I tested it. You can hear the clicks in the microphone that I'm using. So if you're annoyed by clicks, this will give you an idea of just how loud it is. It is very loud, but it's something I like. I like knowing for sure that I hit the button. So with a modded controller where the buttons are on the back, you no longer have to take your thumb off the right analog stick to jump, because in Black Ops 3 that's X. You have to take your thumb off the analog stick to hit X. Right here I'll show you I can aim down sight, jump, and still move at the same time. So I can get into a gunfight, and while he's taking his thumb off, I can keep mine on. That's pretty much the big advantage of having buttons remapped to the back. Now you can also drop shot. You can see I can do things like this, where before if you drop shot you can't really aim at the same time. So that's pretty much the advantage. Just wanted to show you that and also give you an idea of what the buttons sound like. So thanks again for stopping by, and I hope to see you guys